There are.
Did you ever see the body of Maurice Bishop?
No.
You're sure?
Absolutely.
40 years ago, the remains of the Prime Minister went missing. And we've been trying to figure out what happened.
I can tell you, in my words, this thing stinks.
I'm Martine Powers with The Washington Post. The Empty Grave of Comrade Bishop is out now. Follow and listen wherever you get your podcasts.
It's beginning to sound a lot like the holidays. The Roku Channel, your home for free and premium TV, is giving you access to holiday music and genre-based stations from iHeartRadio, all for free. Find the soundtrack of the season with channels like iHeart Christmas and North Pole Radio. The Roku Channel is available on all Roku devices, web, iOS, and Android devices, Amazon Fire TV, and Samsung TVs. So stream what you love and turn up the cheer with iHeartRadio on the Roku Channel. Happy streaming.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2023.
8:18 here at KFYR. Mitchell in the morning. No Todd Mitchell here this morning. Jesse Rossman filling in with the Guns and the 701 as we check in with them every Friday. And, of course, for this time of the year...
Wake up! No!
No, I want an official red undercover knife to 200 year old by layer arsenal.
He'll shoot your eye out, kid. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
No! Merry Christmas, guys. Clay and JD from Guns and the 701.
Merry Christmas. How you doing today?
I'm doing just fine.
Gotta love that. A Christmas Story. That's a great movie.
Absolutely the best.
I've actually shot myself in the eye with a BB gun of Red Ryder when I was a much younger lad. I shot at a bird who was sitting on a tree, and the BB ricocheted directly back off of the ash tree and hit me right in the eyeball. But I didn't lose my eyesight, luckily. I think I got that for my birthday, too, not for Christmas, though.
See, they were right, weren't they?
Yeah, movies are right about a lot of things, apparently. So that one, I wish they were right about. But like I said, didn't lose my eye, so I should have been wearing glasses. But, back in the early 80s, we didn't do that sort of thing, I guess.
Didn't use helmets. We rode in the back of pickups, and somehow we all survived.
Yeah. I still ride in the back of a pickup when I get a chance, but...
So my kids.
So what's
here,
going on in Billings, Clay? I'm gonna let you kind of update this. The story about the guy who lives in the quote gun-free school zone.
Yeah, we've been following this case out there in Billings, Montana. It's Gabriel Metcalf. He's a 49-year-old gentleman who he had to move back with his mother and take care of her is basically what happened. He came back to help her out, did some work, for her. I mean, it's like any of us face a lot of times. We got to go back or we got to help our parents as they age, and then we're happy to do it. Well, he did this. Well, while he was there, and I'm just going to kind of give you a quick wrap-up or how we got here. Basically, a neighbor moved in next to them guys, and, he wasn't exactly a nice gentleman. He's actually had a lot of problems. He had a order of protection filed against him by Gabriel and his mother because of his behavior and threats. Essentially, he had felony charges charged on him. There's a trial starting in January 2024, and Metcalf and these guys, they felt threatened, and I guess I don't blame them. And the police basically said they couldn't be much help, and left it at that. Well, Gabriel, like any of us, I'm sure you'd do the same, Jamie. If I felt threatened, I know I'd probably protect my property and my family. Well, that's what Mr. Metcalf did. He decided he's going to protect himself. He told the police that how it went. Police told them that they would only prosecute violations of the protective order, which they had against the neighbor, if they had video evidence. Doesn't matter, and as we go through this case, someone can call in and just make a random call in the complaint. That's okay as long as it's against the gun owner. But when you're trying to actually uphold the law and protect yourself, no. Police said, nope, can't do nothing. What was that, Jamie?
Yeah, no, I'm just agreeing with you. You're exactly right. They're more than happy to go after somebody if somebody makes an empty threat claim against a gun owner. But if a gun owner does it, you're paranoid or something. The guy also had a telephone. This neighbor of theirs also had a telephone threats against other people. So,
yeah, that's and get this: the Billings Police Department knew about all this, but said there was not much they could do. So they kind of ignored the situation, which is actually going to tie into our next article here when we're done. But so Gabriel, Mr. Metcalf, he decided he's going to get his 20-gauge shotgun. It's a single shot. He sat on his front yard with his phone, waiting for if the guy did something. He had his phone. He had his gun to protect him. He had his gun to protect himself and his mother. His phone to video it, so that he could actually provide evidence to the police department as their request, really. And school is not in session. That's important. These guys live right across the street from a school. Now, as we all know, that there was the Federal Gun-Free Zone Act that was passed 1995, though, it was found unconstitutional. But the Clinton administration, and as we all remember, old beast woman Reno, they decided to get in there and change a few words, and they claimed then that they fixed the constitutionality of it, and that's where this case goes. But the problem is he has a gun. He's within that zone on his private property, and this is where this all happens. Some people got a little bit upset, evidently. They complained about him having a gun across the street from a school. Remind you, it wasn't even in session. He said he's not violent. He'd not threatened anyone. He had no criminal record, and we're talking about Mr. Metcalf. But the local leftist paper out there, like a lot of them are, I think Bismarck Tribune's one of them. Anyway, Bismarck Gazette publicized this case. They made remarks that the police could do nothing. They turned it into this huge thing. They publicized it, and the police said that they might be able to get their friends in federal government to help. Oh, now that's a smart idea, ain't it? So Gabriel and Vivian, they were contacted by the FBI then. And they believed that the FBI could police the local police. So they called them too, which is another bad idea. Police officer working on the joint ATF Billings Police Task Force then contacted Metcalf and Vivian, that's his mother. They obtained a warrant for the violations, and that's where it would happen. Rather than helping out these two people, nope, they just went ahead and they got a warrant, said that they were in violation of the Federal Gun-Free Zone Act, which I mentioned. And, I mean, this thing, it's been upheld by 5 appellate courts since the rewording. 3 have stated that the law remains unconstitutional, though. So it's a 5-3. It hasn't been an unanimous upholding of it. But there's never been a good challenge out there since until now. And where this goes is he had his gun stored in, days before the school started. Police task force didn't care. They come in, filed federal charges. And to kind of fast forward here, he sat in jail for a month. And then his federal defender, Mr. Russell Hart, was finally able to get the court to review everything at his detention hearing. He showed the judge that the prosecution had misled the court, which they did. That federal prosecutor, and we covered this before, basically made it sound like Mr. Metcalf was just this crazy man, essentially.
Guns in the 701. We check in with them every Friday throughout the entire 8 o'clock hour. It's 8:25 here at KFYR. You hang on, guys. I'll come back to you here in about 15 minutes, all right?
Sounds good. We'll come back to this.
It's Mitchell in the Morning, KFYR 550.
Coming up next, the demand is keeping diesel fuel prices high. And we'll find out why that is next on the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report. Hey, farmer.
Bring the holidays home with free this week from Xfinity. Try out these cheerful shows and movies all month long for free, no strings attached. Kick things off with Steppin' Into the Holidays from Lifetime Movie Club. Take a page from the naughty list with Most Wanted Santa from Tubi. Make it a family affair with The Legend of Frosty the Snowman from Freevee. And ring in the new year rockin' with iHeartRadio's Hit Nation playlist. Explore free premium entertainment every single week. Say free this week into your Xfinity voice remote.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
KFYR.
With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer. Well, diesel prices still remain high for a couple of reasons. One is that there's still lingering impacts from the COVID-19 shutdowns that limit supply, so they say. The second reason is that high fuel demand is still there. Aaron Roji, Senior Product Manager for CHS Refined Fuels, says that as diesel fuel markets tighten, it's important that farmers strategize for the future.
I don't think anybody is a stranger to what's going on with diesel fuel right now. The markets are tight and supply is tight, and then really as we look into the foreseeable future, they're going to remain so. A lot of the reasons for that is the fact that we had several major refineries in the country go offline during COVID, and they just haven't come back online, and they're not producing diesel fuel. Secondary reason is there are some refineries that have converted over to renewable diesel, and once you go to that, you can't really go back. And so overall, that's impacting diesel fuel supply across the United States.
And the agricultural sector is expected to witness a shift towards better fuels in the future.
What we see down the path is a further need specifically to reduce emissions. The cleaner you keep your fuel, the cleaner you keep the combustion process, the further you reduce emissions. So we are already moving in that direction. And the best part of all of this that I just said is the fact that it's going to provide better fuel economy and more power to our farmers. So we talked about supply constraints. We talked about tight supply. Let's maximize the performance of every drop of fuel you're putting into your system to enhance your performance by up to 5% better fuel economy, provide better power for all that work you need to do in planting and harvest, and best of all, protect your equipment so you can use it for years to come.
With the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report, I'm Scott Bachmeyer.
KFYR, your ag authority.
The holiday.
Bring the holidays home with free this week from Xfinity. Try out these cheerful shows and movies all month long for free, no strings attached. Kick things off with Steppin' Into the Holidays from Lifetime Movie Club. Take a page from the naughty list with Most Wanted Santa from Tubi. Make it a family affair with The Legend of Frosty the Snowman from Freevee. And ring in the new year rockin' with iHeartRadio's Hit Nation playlist. Explore free premium entertainment every single week. Say free this week into your Xfinity voice remote.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Abusers in Hollywood are as old as the Hollywood sign itself. Underneath it lies a shroud of mystery. From Variety, Hollywood's #1 entertainment news source and iHeart podcast, comes Variety Confidential. I'm your host, Tracy Patton, and in Season 1, we'll focus on the secret history of the casting couch. So join us as we navigate the tangled web of Hollywood's secret history of sex, money, and murder. Subscribe now to Variety Confidential wherever you get your podcasts.
For home heating and cooling, you can depend on Daikin. Daikin's state-of-the-art designs offer you the latest innovative heating and air conditioning technology. Daikin heating and cooling systems are ultra-quiet, modern, and Daikin's compact systems will blend beautifully in your home. Daikin products are designed to fit your space. It's the Fit Advantage, and you receive a 12-year unit replacement warranty, 12 years for parts too. To find a preferred Daikin dealer, visit iHeartHeatingandCooling.com. That's iHeartHeatingandCooling.com.
Hi, I'm Brady Brunsvold. And I'm Paul Myers from Legacy Wealth Management. Legacy Wealth Management is the place in Bismarck, Mandan for you to go if you have questions about your retirement, your investments, or the stock market.
And now we are definitely your 401k retirement plan rollover specialists.
If there are changes coming your way at work, or if you're planning to retire soon, you need to come visit us at Legacy about your 401k or retirement plan.
And be sure to tune in to Investment Talk for up-to-date retirement and investment information every Sunday morning from 8:35 to 9:30 right here on KFYR.
The legendary voice of the Northern Plains, KFYR.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Happy holidays from President Biden, commuting the drug sentences of nearly a dozen nonviolent offenders, making thousands more convicted of marijuana use and possession on federal land eligible for pardons. And what about the border crush? Now at a rate of 200,000 illegal migrants a month. Biden has dispatched Secretary of State Blinken and the Homeland Secretary to talk with Mexico's president. Florida Congressman Carlos Jimenez not impressed.
What do I expect from Mayorkas and Blinken going down to Mexico? Nothing. Because they have proven to be totally incompetent in both of their jobs.
On Fox Business and big business for Super Saturday NerdWallet, it says nearly 142 million people plan to shop tomorrow, the last Saturday before Christmas. America is listening to Fox News.
And now, from North Dakota's News Authority, Jesse Rostvent, KFYR Radio News.
Good morning. Fog widespread from Minnesota through central Dakotas into southeastern Saskatchewan this morning. Some of it dense. Be prepared for it if you are traveling. Daybreak temperatures then going to range from the 20s over the Canadian prairies into the 30s over southern Minnesota. Mild, mainly dry weather forecast later today into tomorrow. High temperatures both days forecast to range from the 30s north to the 50s further south. Low pressure bringing a mix of rain, snow, freezing rain to parts of the northern plains beginning later tomorrow, continuing into Christmas Day as highest chance for impactful weather with the system south and east across South Dakota, southeastern North Dakota, and Minnesota. Chance for impactful weather much less for western areas from eastern Montana and southeastern Saskatchewan into western North Dakota. According to the Census Bureau, North Dakota has reached a new record population of nearly 784,000 residents as the increase following a dip in population from 2020 to 2021, mostly due to outmigration and the impact of lower oil prices. However, more recent data showing the trend has reversed. In North Dakota, among 42 states gaining population in 2023. While it isn't certain what areas saw the most growth, officials say Fargo and West Fargo likely account for much of it. October's Halloween winter storm hurt North Dakota's oil and gas figures that month. The State Department of Mineral Resources reporting production dropping 3.7% from September to October because of the blizzard that last few days of the month. Blowing ice and snow shut down several facilities, meaning between 50 and 90 barrels weren't captured. Experts saying the weather in November and December will lead to a rebound when final numbers are published. Staff has been removed from a Lewiston elementary school following reports of students being physically and psychologically abused. The Lewiston Basin School District saying the teachers reportedly involved are from District Number 7, the Wilmac Multi-District Special Education Unit, and were immediately removed after reports were received. Lewiston police currently investigating the allegations as the school district releasing statements saying the safety of their students is of the utmost importance, and they'll continue to work with Lewiston Police Department as the investigation continues. City of Minot has updated the Magic Funds guidelines to help local businesses increase their economic impact. City manager saying guidelines are outdated because the economy has significantly changed, saying it's going to continue to support job growth in the primary sector in areas such as industrial manufacturing. But now those funds may be used toward businesses and endeavors in other sectors, too. Another change to the guidelines is the application process, as who to contact now varies depending on the business. A homeless shelter in downtown Minot has closed for an undetermined amount of time while an investigation continues into concerns about how federal funds were spent. Note was posted at Project B saying it was closed as of earlier this week. An investigation is to ensure that federal funds for the shelter were being spent properly before the funding is continued. City officials saying they were notified of possible internal financial concerns, which prompted the further review. Man who crashed his car after he allegedly fled from police in Grand Forks now faces multiple charges. Police saying it happened earlier this week when officers tried to pull over 29-year-old Juan Gutierrez, only for him to speed away and crash near the University of North Dakota campus. Gutierrez then fled on foot, and a shelter-in-place order was issued for the campus until officers apprehended him. Police say they later found drug paraphernalia in the car. Gutierrez faces felony charges of fleeing a police officer and reckless endangerment, along with misdemeanor charges for drug paraphernalia and leaving the scene of an accident. It's 8:35 here at KFYR. We'll take a look at weather after this.
Bring the holidays home with free This Week from Xfinity. Try out these cheerful shows and movies all month long for free, no strings attached. Kick things off with Steppin' Into the Holidays from Lifetime Movie Club. Take a page from the naughty list with Most Wanted Santa from Tubi. Make it a family affair with The Legend of Frosty the Snowman from Freevee. And ring in the new year rockin' with iHeartRadio's Hit Nation playlist. Explore free premium entertainment every single week. Say free This Week into your Xfinity voice remote.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Abusers in Hollywood are as old as the Hollywood sign itself. Underneath it lies a shroud of mystery. From Variety, Hollywood's #1 entertainment news source and iHeart podcast, comes Variety Confidential. I'm your host, Tracy Patton, and in Season 1, we'll focus on the secret history of the casting couch. So join us as we navigate the tangled web of Hollywood's secret history of sex, money, and murder. Subscribe now to Variety Confidential wherever you get your podcasts.
For home heating and cooling, you can depend on Daikin. Daikin's state-of-the-art designs offer you the latest innovative heating and air conditioning technology. Daikin heating and cooling systems are ultra-quiet, modern, and Daikin's compact systems will blend beautifully in your home. Daikin products are designed to fit your space. It's the Fit Advantage, and you receive a 12-year unit replacement warranty, 12 years for parts too. To find a preferred Daikin dealer, visit iHeartHeatingandCooling.com. That's iHeartHeatingandCooling.com.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Some patchy fog in the area this morning. A sunny, mild day. High today 43. Clear tonight, low 22. And then partly sunny for tomorrow. The high 40. Clouds and breezy. Some snow by nightfall on Sunday. 1 to 2 inches possible. The high Sunday at 32. On Christmas Day, intervals of clouds and sun. The high on Monday afternoon at 32. Plan with confidence. Check out AccuWeather.com and download the app today. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Steve Williams.
Again, dense fog advisory in effect for parts of north central North Dakota till noon today. Looking around Rugby, northwest to Lansford, down to Newtown, over to Garrison, and areas in between. Visibility maybe a quarter mile or less. Yesterday's high in Bismarck, 45. The low, 23. Average high and low this time of year, 26 and 6. Record high of 56 set on this day in 1954. Record low of 32 below set in 1989. At sunset tonight, 4:58. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 8:26. Right now in Bismarck, mostly clear sky. No wind. It is 20 degrees. I'm Jesse Rosvat, KFYR Radio, your news and weather authority. It's 8:38 here at KFYR. We're back to Guns of the 701 after this.
The ho-ho holidays are around the corner, and Vizio is making it easy to give the gift of sound this year with this incredible soundbar deal. For a limited time, you can score a Vizio V-Series soundbar for just $199 at Walmart.com. With true 360-degree sound, a wireless subwoofer, Dolby Audio, and built-in Bluetooth, this soundbar will take movie nights, gaming sessions, and their favorite iHeart holiday music playlists to a new level. But hurry, a deal this good won't last long. Head to Walmart.com and get the gift that keeps on giving today.
Finding the right news podcast can feel like dating. It seems promising until you start listening.
When you hit play on Post Reports, you'll get fascinating conversations and sometimes a little fun too. I'm Martine Powers.
And I'm Elahe Azadi. Martine and I are the hosts of Post Reports. The show comes out every weekday from the Washington Post.
You can follow and listen to Post Reports wherever you get your podcasts. It'll be a match, I promise.
Here's a question. Have you ever been prescribed a medication? Most likely, yes. Well, what about this question? Did you understand how it worked? The way your medication works in your body shouldn't be a mystery. Learn how Vyvgart, Efgartigimod Alpha FCAB works by visiting Vyvgart.com/MOA. That's VYVGART.com/MOA. Brought to you by Argenix.
It's beginning to sound a lot like the holidays. The Roku Channel, your home for free and premium TV, is giving you access to holiday music and genre-based stations from iHeartRadio, all for free. Find the soundtrack of the season with channels like iHeart Christmas and North Pole Radio. The Roku Channel is available on all Roku devices, web, iOS, and Android devices, Amazon Fire TV, and Samsung TVs. So stream what you love and turn up the cheer with iHeartRadio on the Roku Channel. Happy streaming.
Extra cash? Coming right up. Happy Money is letting you in on a happier way to elevate your savings with an incredible certificate offered by Alliant Credit Union. Smart, bold, and straightforward. Alliant offers a 12-month certificate with 5.25 APY annual percentage yield with a low minimum deposit of $1,000. Funds are insured up to $250,000. Best of all, anyone can apply to join. Elevate your savings today. Visit happymoney.com/Alliant. That's ALLIANT. The APY is accurate as of the 11/1/2023 dividend declaration date. Early withdrawal penalties do apply. Fees may reduce earnings on the account. Any monthly withdrawals or transfers reduce earnings.
The NFL playoffs are here, and it all starts on January 13th with Super Wildcard Weekend.
Give me everything you got!
12 teams, 6 games, 3 days, and one epic weekend that kicks off with a Saturday doubleheader, followed by a Sunday tripleheader, and ends with a Wild Card Monday.
Unbelievable!
The road to Super Bowl 58 starts now. Super Wild Card Weekend presented by Verizon. Visit NFL.com/schedule for ways to watch.
Hey, this is David Rind. I'm an audio producer at CNN, and I want to tell you about our 5 Things podcast. Our mission is really simple, to give you the top headlines from CNN in 5 minutes or less. We'll get you caught up, we'll give you some crucial context, and then let you get on with your day. And we post multiple updates throughout the day so you can check in when it's best for you. Again, the podcast is CNN 5 Things, streaming now on the iHeartRadio app.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
8:43 here at KFYR. Mitchell in the morning. No Todd Mitchell here this morning, already off celebrating Christmas. But we finish off the work week the same way every week. Guns in the 701, JD and Clay. We'll get back to your story after I so rudely interrupted you guys earlier this hour here to finish off. But I did see something earlier this morning that I thought you guys might like. I'm sure you're very familiar with how the sports uniform works, how there's a name and a number on every jersey, right? And
yep, absolutely.
There are options where you can create your own jersey. You can put whatever name, whatever number you want on it. You can put your favorite number and your last name on it. But this guy that I saw this morning, I believe it was at the Dallas Stars hockey game last night, hit the name on the back of the jersey is Amendment. The number is 2.
That's awesome.
Big Second Amendment Dallas Stars fan. I thought you guys might like that.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I love it. I'm going to look that up. That's great.
I bet Jamie will have one soon.
I might have to start liking hockey. So, hey, before you get back to this, the guy had a clean record, right? It was Mr. Gabriel, but yet they threw him in the clink, and then they put a GPS bracelet on the guy. And then how long did they do that, and what did that cost him for being nothing but having a clean record?
Yeah, 56 days he had this GPS after he was finally released from jail. Cost him $10 a day out of his own pocket, and that was kind of insane. So it was over $500, of course, to keep this on him, and that was one of the conditions for Gabriel to be let loose when he has done nothing wrong. And that was kind of what basically the defender was saying, the federal defender. But anyway, what happened was the briefs have now been filed. He's out of jail right now. It's going to be a huge challenge coming, to this Gun-Free Zone Act. And it's probably the best one that we've ever seen. I think that's why a lot of like Second Amendment Foundation and a lot of these other gun organizations that protect the Second Amendment are picking this up, because it's going to be the first one after Bruin, which we all know Bruin was a huge case setting precedent. So it's going to be interesting. It'll probably be appealed no matter how it's ruled here in the actual federal case in this court. Susan P. Waters is the judge in this. I don't know a heck of a lot about her, but I can tell you that no matter the ruling, one side will appeal it, then it goes to what we call the Ninth Circus. It's the Ninth Circuit, but we've always called it the Ninth Circus because of the craziness. And depending on what that three-judge panel goes with, it'll probably go all the way to the Supreme Court. That's my guess. I believe that's what will probably happen. And this case will be drug out for years. But at least Mr. Metcalf now, he is out of jail. He doesn't have a bracelet anymore on his ankle. And it's now just a matter of going through the procedures and the appeals. So I love the fact that Montana law actually upholds Mr. Metcalf's rights, but the feds came in and prosecuted this. So it'll be interesting. It's going to be expensive as any court case, but luckily they've got some help. And they do have a GoFundMe. Actually, it's a Go Send Go, and you can look that up. We did have that posted on our site for a while, and I can put that back up if anyone's interested. Supporting this guy and helping him out.
Well, a couple of things I would add there, Clay. You said it could be years before this case is resolved. So that makes next year's election even more important, because if this does go to the Supreme Court and a Republican doesn't win the presidency and appoints more constitutionalist judges, you're going to get a leftist in there, and she, whichever it is, gets to appoint Supreme Court judges. They'll appoint judges that think the Constitution's an outdated piece of toilet paper. In this case, will get thrown out, and this Gun-Free School Zone Act will be ruled constitutional by them. And by the way, Clay, this was put in 1995. How's that gun-free school zone been working?
Yeah, it's not working real well, is it? Because all them criminals say, "Oh, wait, there's a federal act. I better not go in there." Yeah, that's happening, isn't it?
And guess what? The leftists will say, Clay, that's because all the guns have been sold. But guns are illegal to take onto school property, so how can that possibly be?
Boy, they don't talk about that, do they?
Yeah. It's called the inconvenient truth, which leftists absolutely detest. So, Jesse, what's our hard stop here? I got a couple stories. I'm going to make sure I don't pick one that's too long, my friend.
Let's go 2.5 minutes.
Roger that. I'm going to stick with the one I got here, and we'll make it short. So, U.S. Army reservist who was interviewed by police about fellow reservist Robert Card. And if you forgot who Robert Card is, he was the guy who did the mass shooting in Lewiston, Maine. He downplayed warnings about him. His body camera shows September 16th footage, captured audio and blurred out the reservist being interviewed. He was identified later as in a Maine lawyer's report as Captain Jeremy Reamer. Reamer told two officers that Card never made any specific threats, which later in the story I beg to differ, and that the base officials at National Guard Base in Saco, where the body cam recordings took place, they were not expecting him to be there. He also said the soldier who initially reported concerns about Card is not the most credible. Well, it turns out the guy was credible. But in regards to Card, Reamer said he did say he would shoot places, but he didn't say here. And remember, he just said the threats weren't credible. And officers who conducted this less than 5-minute interview, asking the captain these questions, identified in the report to the sheriff as the commander of Card's company, and if they should continue to stake out his home and keep an eye on him. And this, Captain Renner said, "I don't see that we need to tie you guys up here." So he basically told him, "We don't need you watching this Card's house." Right? And if he does show up at the base, we're going to go ahead and de-escalate it ourselves, and we'll handle it on our end. And he reiterated he's not supposed to be here, like I said. So, what more of a sign do you need? And then I don't know if this guy was his good buddy and covering for him, or what the heck was going on. But I mean, it looks like this could have possibly been stopped, Clayton.
Oh, it absolutely could have been. They ignored it, and now they're trying to cover it up afterwards. So, yeah.
Guns of the 701, we hear from them every Friday morning. Get a good start to the weekend. Guys, thanks so much again. You have a Merry Christmas, all right?
Merry Christmas, Jesse. And,
thank you.
Yep. Merry Christmas to everybody out there, and Happy New Year. And be safe while you're traveling, and just have a great time remembering that Jesus is our Savior, and that's why we celebrate the season.
Amen. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Thanks, guys. Coming up on 8:51 here at KFYR, we'll celebrate some birthdays. Get you to your talk just after 9.
Hey, you want even more fantasy action? Boom!